30 minutes before kickoff, the big news broke. The anticipation was no more. Mauricio Pochettino is officially the new man in charge.
So obviously we got TikTok dances as
do.
one of the talents. But what are some hidden talents on the team?
Is there any thought in your mind when you're, in the past couple months, even before the first game, that you thought, man, maybe I could lace it up again or something? Or was that nowhere in your mind?
A historical moment in Lexington Sporting Club's history. They are now a part of the United Soccer League Championship, and that'll take effect in 2025.
The biggest conversation right now in U.S. soccer has to be the vacancy at the top of the U.S. men's national team for a head coach.
The inspiration is something that's so Charleston here. What was it when you first thought about a design to set this kid apart from anything else we've had?
Nico Brown, who has the best techers on Lexington Sporting Club?
Soccer history is made in South Carolina. Let's go in the stands for Manchester United versus Liverpool.
Every step these gals in green take is new during the USL Super League's first season. But assistant coach Maren McCrary
and then get in
feels like she's retracing hers.
How does it feel to be a part of women's soccer history in this country, being a coach in the Super League?
It's an incredible opportunity, and that's one reason why I took advantage of the opportunity when I had the chance to come. I got to be a part of history as a player.
Wait a minute. How did we get here? Let's go all the way back to 1999.
That's etched into my memory.
Maren watched the U.S. women's national team win its second World Cup from her dorm room at BYU.
My entire youth, my entire childhood was watching those 99ers.
That moment pushed the first ever women's pro soccer league into existence.
The Women's United Soccer Association, the WUSA.
In 2001, Maren was drafted by the Carolina Courage to play in the league's first season.
We loved every aspect of it. I loved every moment of, oh my gosh, I'm getting paid money to play the game that I love.
2 years later, Maren medically retired at the same time the league folded and picked up a whistle.
Back post,
Over 20 years later, Maren's mentoring players who are walking in the shoes she once wore.
She's been out on the field playing with us, slicing and dicing us up, scoring goals, hitting us.
And rising to heights she could never have dreamed of.
To see the growth that we've had in women's soccer in this country in the last 20 years has been phenomenal.
Forrest Tucker, ABC 36 Sports.
Time for sports, and we're talking soccer. Kentucky women's soccer's undefeated record through 5 matches is not something that happens often down at the Bell. It's the first time since 2012 that the Wildcats have reached that mark. And that's a great place for Kentucky to stand at right now. But as they prepare for the tough-as-nails SEC schedule, there's another conference that the Cats need to dominate, the Big Ten. Over the weekend, UK bested Illinois 2-1 on the road. Highlights of that you're seeing right now. And this Sunday, Kentucky faces number 3 UCLA, a storied program that's produced several U.S. women's national teamers. UK's head coach Troy Fabiano has to mold 25 new faces on the team together with the veterans to contend for an SEC title. That's not an easy task at all. The result that Kentucky gets against the Bruins will be a huge indication of where this team really is and if they're ready to play against the cream of the crop in the Southeastern Conference. Coach Fabiano says that's the whole reason why they schedule powerhouse programs.
As I get asked all the time, is like, do you guys feel like you're ready for the SEC? And again, with the transition of our roster, we have a lot of unknowns. And then hopefully over these next 3 weeks, which is basically 4 games, we start to find out about our identity a little bit better. So I think the biggest thing is, can we sort of focus in on ourselves compared to worrying about what everybody else is doing currently in the SEC.
Bit of a waiting game there for them. SEC play a few weeks away. Now, looking at UCLA here and as well as Kentucky, the Bruins are ranked number 3 in the nation. They have a 5-1 record, so a little bit worse off than Kentucky at 5-0. The Wildcats remain unranked at the moment. And historically for the Bruins, they, like I said, are an amazing program. 29 All-Americans, including a lot of names you might know from several U.S. Women national team players that have come from that school, as well as 2 national titles to their name. The most recent was in 2022. Now, another nugget about UCLA is that former U.S. Women's National Team head coach Jill Ellis was in charge of the Bruins for 12 years and is the winningest head coach in program history. So, again, more pedigree coming to Lexington this Sunday for a noon kickoff at the Bell.